Hi guys, this is Ella from Ella's Ancient Tarot or Ancient Ways Tarot. Still getting used to being able to say my own name as opposed to Victoria Violet's. So just like I've been telling everyone else, please do get accustomed to hearing my voice on Ella's Ancient Ways Tarot. Don't unsubscribe me. It's the same person. It's just me now. I can show my face. And by the way, please forgive my hair. I've been doing gardening all day. Really, if truth be known, the gardening's been doing me. So here in Texas, the weather is extreme. It's been 104, 105, and it's about to get even hotter next week coming. So bunch of creepy crawlies, as we call them here, have been coming inside. So it's been really extremely hard for me to keep them at bay. And so I've been doing work all day. So I didn't get to do my hair. This is my natural hair. It's kind of wavy, kind of crazy, but you know, we'll get through it. Storytelling time. Okay. So I know that for some, the lighting isn't that great in this room, but it's extraordinarily hot. And so I did decide to use this room for my reading today for you Taurians, because I hadn't done a reading for Taurus. And I don't know how things are going to go from past, this week. So I'm extending the reading from the 10th, but the 11th on through the 20th, because I just got a phenomenal gig and I couldn't pass it up. It's a dream of a lifetime for me, where I get to do this face to face with people daily. And so I'm really stoked about that. The place that I've been wanting to work for 17 years, it finally came to pass. For some people, it's going to feel that way, like things just were being held back, and for your sign particularly, it really was being held back. Excuse me. Like I said, it's hot in here. And so you've been very overwhelmed, right? You've been overwhelmed. And I've been telling you guys what you should expect and what you can do in order to get yourselves a little more advanced and a little more ahead. And because I really am trying to give you good instruction, good guidance, if you will, because the whole thing about tarot readings, astrology, etc., is for us that are on this side of the camera to inform you that are on that side of the camera and listening and watching and give you guidance as to what needs to be done so that you can shift out of the craziness or out of the unpleasantness, right? Now, with yours, I've started to use a lot of music, and I did get dinged, and somebody did forewarn me about that, and shame on me, but I went ahead and just, I couldn't just throw away that video. It really touched my heart, everything that Spirit told me that day. So I went ahead and I had to literally hold the doggone phone to refilm the whole video via my computer, which I'm using right now. But to me, it was worth it, because if I can pass on the information and I can get just one person, just give one person that help that they need, that guidance that they need, then for me, it's worth the 45 minutes or whatever that I had to hold the phone. So I'm going to be long-winded today, be forewarned, and that's basically because I'm not sure when I'll be able to do another video for you guys, and I want you to be informed as to what's coming, what's happened, and where we are and what's to come. And so because of that reason, I'm going to be a little bit longer than normal, because I have a lot to say to you guys. And also, not only do I have a lot to impart with you guys, like I said, I have a regular job that's 8 to 4:30, and then I'm going to have to rush over 5 o'clock to do the other gig. But I'm going to do it with joy, because I've been wanting to do this in person again for a long time. I have my old clients that I've had for 12 years and some 15 years, and they're out of state mostly. And so I do phone readings, etc. But this I've grown to love, to be able to share with my audience out there like I said, audience, not so good of a word, YouTube family, and I really just want to help you guys out to where you can navigate this time frame. That honestly, you guys and a few other, you guys along with, I want to say three different astrological signs have been hit hardest through this transit, through all of the alignments of these planets that just occurred and we're getting out of, and also with all of the eclipses that had occurred, the lunar, the solar, and then back to the lunar again. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, you're making me crazy, because we all know that the lunacy, that comes from lunacy, root word, and literally it was making a lot of people on the planet crazy. So don't feel like you guys were the only ones that were going through this. Surely you were hard hit, no doubt. No doubt, but you guys were not the only ones, okay? So the first thing that we want to talk about is this. This is what you guys had message-wise the last time, right? Too many apps were open in your head, meaning overthinking, overanalyzing, and even in business, in career, and even in relationships. It was just way too much of this going on, too much of this going on. So what I told you guys before was, you got to start closing up some of those apps. And I told not only you guys, but mostly you guys, because you guys have way, that's weird. Okay, it's magnetized, it's stuck to my thingy. I was like, what's going on here? You guys had way too many apps open, and so you were overanalyzing every single thing. I mean, if an ant crawled by, you were overanalyzing it. That's how bad it was for you guys. So it just was just really rotten tomatoes for you guys, rotten eggs even. Okay, let's just do rotten eggs. Let's just be real, keeping it real here. It stunk to the high heavens for you guys. It really did. And I feel for you. Okay, both in business and in relationships. But on that note, some of it was self-imposed because you were not listening to my channel and other channels out there. You don't have to just listen to mine, to the astrologers and to other readers that have been trying to help you and trying to give you good guidance, so that, you know, you won't have to go through the hard knocks. That's the whole reason why we put these videos out. We don't just do it to hear our own voices, although it's fun to share because you're like family. So of course we want to share with you so that you don't have such a rotten time. But if you choose not to follow the guidance, then you're going to have a hard time. Okay, that's the whole purpose of doing these videos. So with that saying, or with that said, I want to say that approximately 75-ish% of you guys, Taurus, have heeded instruction, guidance, whether from YouTube people like myself or from a higher source, and your own brains, your own thought processes, and have started to close some of those apps down. It was like a system overload. You had mom over here, you had sister over there, you had ex-girlfriend over here, ex-boyfriend over here, dad, maybe auntie, maybe whomever, even boss, maybe. You had everybody, co-worker, roommates, whatever, telling you what was right for you. And since you were so filled with so much information overload, even before they started putting in more information into your system, right, your database that they tried to input, you just went bonkers. You went cray-cray. I would too. If I already had enough confusion because I was having a hard time, because the planets were causing me chaos to begin with, and then I'm listening to like 5 different people and they all seem to be telling me the same thing, but is it right for me? But they're all trying to tell me what to do because they think they're right. But is it right for me? So that's where we are, is that 75% of you guys have already gotten, you know, graduated past this too many apps open. And there's approximately about 25% of you left that are still struggling. So that's why this is going to be a very extended video. It's not going to be a short, sweet, and to the point video, because some of you guys are still not getting that you need to close all of the other apps. Just use your own apps. Take away all the other sweet apps, like, you know, I don't know. I could tell you, let me use my phone. I'm going to give you an example, because I love to give examples, because I'm one of those people that I have to know what the heck is going on, because if not, I'm not going to understand what the hell you're trying to tell me. Okay, so Groupon, do I need it? No. It's not a basic app. I could turn it off. My moon cycle, it is a basic app. Why? Because of what I do for a living, or what I do as my passion, which is YouTube. So yeah, I want to know what the lunar cycles are. So that's something that I need, because it's a guiding tool for me. Amazon Prime, no, because I don't necessarily need to buy things. Amazon Video, sure, for entertainment purposes. Indeed, if I'm looking for a job, sure. Facebook, maybe if I want to get with friends, and if I don't, I don't. You know, just, you know, different apps. You know what I'm saying? You've got to learn what apps are yours that you really need and what are not serving you. Because what's happening with my Taurians are there's still a lot of unbalance. And it's all in the mind. It's not anything that's really causing that havoc or wreaking that havoc in your life. The destructive patterns are from your overanalyzing and you letting too many people tell you what is going on. So I'm going to do a couple of things here. And one of the things is that, again, I use this for, I'm going to use this particular message in general. It's a generic kind of message for everyone, okay? Keep moving forward. If friend X tells you, oh, but don't do this because it's not right for you, keep moving forward. Put some earplugs in, Taurus. If you really can't just unlisten, meaning if you can't tune them out, if dad is saying, you know, that's not the right path for you, you need to just stay where you are, or you need to be a lawyer like me, guess what? Put some earplugs in. Keep moving. Keep moving. What happens, Taurus, a lot in life, is that people will, maybe from the heart or maybe through ulterior motives, not want something for you. If it's an ulterior motive, then it's through envy, because maybe you're about to get a blessing and they can't get that blessing. They can't have that blessing. It's not for them, it's for you. Maybe you already had a blessing, and because of the planetary alignments, you let that blessing go. Could happen. Again, close all those apps. If you believe in limpias, cleansings, if you believe in, you know, getting a cleansing to just get rid of that, you know what? Better yet, I'm going to tell y'all what to do. Okay? Since we're on the video and I can't physically go in there and help you fix this, okay? grab a freaking egg. Take it out of the fridge. Take a clear glass, means no writing, not even these bumps. Okay, you see those beautiful little gold bubbles? I mean, generally speaking, it'd be okay, but you want to use a glass or a jar that you're not going to use again. Why? Because why do I want to first, pardon me, I missed my mouth. Why do you first want to grab an egg? Cleanse your head. Cleanse your head. Cleanse your mind, your thoughts. God, Shiva, Ganipati, whatever you believe in, Christ. Cleanse yourself so that your mindset is clearer. Take the egg. Once you do this, sign of the cross if you're a Christian. If not, God, Goddess, may I be cleansed. May my mind be more clear, a clearer channel. And in the name of all that's holy and all powerful and all clear and light, pass. Break it open. Open it. Take and pour it in to the glass or jar. I guarantee you, Taurus, it's going to look bad. I'm going to guarantee you that it's going to look like somebody's scrambled part of it already. And some of it may even come out white and look cooked because your brain has been on system overload for 3 months, if not 4. So you need to cleanse yourself. Okay? Just saying. In Latin communities around the world, around the globe, we know this. That's the most basic cleansing a Latin will give you. Ay, pues, ¿qué es lo que está pasando? Okay. Hey, ¿dónde están los huevos? ¿Dónde? Con un lanquillo. Vámonos, te voy a limpiar. Where are the eggs? You got an egg? Let's go. Get me a glass. Get me a glass, fill it with 3/4 water. Come over here. Sana, sana, colita de rana. Hey, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Hey, in the name of Ganapati, in the name of Shiva, be destroyed all the bad and negative issues and all the bad and negative entities and all the bad and negative energies and all that everybody, all the envy that everybody has towards me. Be gone. Whatever you believe in. Imagine what you can have after you're clear-minded. I'm just saying, like I said, and I will always say on this channel, I'm just keeping it real. You're too heavy laden. And when you're so heavy with everybody else's thoughts and desires for you instead of your own, and what's best for you or good for you, or what was good for you before these planets started aligning in a crazy way and others decided to come back into your life and start telling you what you should be doing, or suddenly you became an open vessel, an open book to people when you're normally quiet, my Taurians, and you started telling people, oh, I'm sad, or you know what, I'm in this situation, I'm in that situation, and I don't think it's working. Guess what? Not everybody that you tell things to is going to feel the same for you. They might just tell you to get rid of it. Oh, it's bothering you? Get rid of it. Like I told you in the last video. Oh, you need milk for the baby? Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy, but hey, let's go grab a beer. Let's go grab a beer. That fixes everything. So make sure the people aren't talking you out of things that you really want, okay? All right, the next thing is, and I know I'm late, the June the 30th through the 5th was a super hard eclipse on my Taurians, okay? It was the last of the eclipses for right now. However, it asked Taurus 4 general questions, and you can watch this over again. If you don't have pen and pencil right now, you're welcome to stop it and go get pen and pencil and then start it again. So 4 basic questions that they're asking of you. And when I say they, I mean they, not me. I really, I don't have any interference or in your life. You know, I'm just a conduit. I'm just a vessel. So 4 things I want you to think about right now. Relationships. That is both on the relationship of family. That's somebody you were born into, something you were born into, as well as relationships as far as someone you married or someone you have a very serious relationship with, okay? The other thing is money, business, career. That's the second one. What is your self-worth? What are your values? Do you value yourself? Do you value the thoughts of others over what you want or what you know to be true for yourself? Because, I mean, if 3 people or 4 people are telling you the same thing, they must be right. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go one step further on this one. I'm going to give you all an example. I was born into a very dysfunctional family. I mean, if they ever watch this TV, I'm getting ambitious here. What I meant to say was this channel. If they ever should run across this channel and they want to make a comment about it, they're welcome. Because perception, perception, perception. So in their perception, my life was great when they were in it. I was born into a large family of 9. I was the youngest. I can remember when I was a very little girl and my mom would go somewhere with my stepfather who raised me, brought me up from the age of 6 months. And my sisters that were older than me by 6 years and 4 years older than me were in charge of me and the household until my parents came back. They would lock me out of the house until they knew that it was around that time for my mom to come back, my dad to come back. What happens when people lock you out of the house? You have to go to the restroom. You can't just hold it. You get hungry. It's hot outside. You get thirsty. And you're only 7 years old. That's just a basic thing that happened in my life. So through the years, things started getting worse because I started seeing other things like just things that were not good or positive that I won't bring up here. But they were really negative issues that my family were not ready to deal with, that they were doing to their own kids or that they were doing to other family members that were very serious and things that could have been and should have been brought in to the law's attention. So that's why I decided to walk away from my family, and I've been on my own for the last 15 years or more. And when I'm saying I walked away from my family, I walked away, and it was because it was so dysfunctional that their thought patterns and the ways that they thought in life were not true for me. They were not true to my person, you know, like, for example, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. Sometimes, yeah, you know, we all get into arguments, disagreements, or whatever, or we all happen to get loud once in a while. But on the regular, I'm not somebody that likes to argue. I'll walk away before I have to fight, because if I fight, it's going to be bad. And I know this. But they always liked to be bickering, or they always wanted everybody to be the same and always wanted everybody to do the same thing. And, you know, I even had one of my sisters would fight an HEB with another customer over a parking space, or why did you look at me weird, or whatever, right? Stupid things. I always had ambitions that were different, and I was different because I was the only one that was born from a different father. So my thought patterns were already different. My value systems were different. My ambitions were different. My aspirations were different. My sister, for example, my eldest sister, one time told me, why don't you get a 9-to-5 job? Because I had small children at the time and I was a single parent. Well, she never took into consideration that I had no training to do a 9-to-5 job. I didn't know how to type. I didn't know any data entry, or I wasn't a receptionist. I didn't know how to do any of those things. And did she point me in the right direction? No. She just thought and assumed that I was doing jobs that were not conducive to my relationship as a parent, because it wasn't what was true for her, because she did go to college and she did become a secretary and she did become a teacher and she did have a degree. I had a 6th grade education at the time. So whatever job came around, I had to feed my kids. So her truth was not my truth. So things like that. You know, up east, you know, if you live in Ohio, let's say, or Nebraska, there's people there that are farmers, right? Maybe their children don't want to be farmers. Maybe they have other ambitions. Maybe those ambitions will take them to another state or even to another country. Like I have one nephew that studied law, but he studied international law here at St. Mary's University, which is a prestigious law school. So not everybody has the same truth. Not everybody is going to have the same pattern in life. Not everybody has the same ambitions in life. Not everybody is going to be a doctor. We all have different needs, necessities, and values that may or may not be the same as what our parents, our siblings, our co-workers. You know what? Some of our co-workers, let's say we're at a job, right? And to us, in our mind, it's a temporary fix. It's a temporary job because you need the money. But to one of our co-workers, they might be thinking of climbing up the ladder, because to them, that's the best job they've ever had. And that's okay for them, because if that's their truth, that's great. But if you have a master's degree or PhD level and you're doing a menial task job, that's not going to feel comfortable to you. That's not going to feel like that glove fit right. It's going to feel tight, or it's going to feel some kind of way that's not comfortable, because that's not what your ambitions are. My ambitions was to be a curandera. My ambitions was to be a reader again for the general public. I've been doing this for 25 years. I am so stoked that it finally came. But if I guarantee you, if I would have stayed in that family unit, I would not have ever gotten this goal. And I would have never educated myself. Going from a 6th grade formal education, because I left my house when I was 11, to I am 32 hours away from a bachelor's degree. Sometimes we have to pull away from people that think that they're telling us what we need to hear, or that they know what's good for us. Sometimes we have to. It's hard. You have to be a very strong person to step away from family, friends, co-workers, peer pressure. You have to be a very strong person to be able to do that. And I'm not going to say it doesn't cost tears, because you know what? It took me a good probably 5 years to get used to not being with my family, because I come from a humongous family. There's 9 children, so there's umpteen grandchildren. So I'm an aunt over and over, and a great aunt. And then we have cousins from all over the place. So when we would have our family reunions, that would be hundreds of people would fill wherever we went. And then you go down to just being one person who has this ambition and drive in life, and to go in a different direction is hard. It is hard. It's not for everyone. So some may graduate and some may not graduate from life. Why? Because if you want something, you have to You have to have, that's one thing the universe asks of you. God, Goddess. That's the only thing they ask of you. What do you want? You can have it. But you have to have this unwavering faith. Whatever faith it is or religion you believe in. But you have to have it unwavering. You cannot go a little bit this way too far. You can't go this way too far. And for some of you, let's go a little bit more in depth to the family unit. You don't have to stop talking to them if you don't want to. But put them in the corner shelf on top right here. Put them to the side for a minute. You can love them. I still love my family. I'll never stop loving my family. They're my family. I was born into them. I incarnated into this world with them. But that doesn't mean that they have all the answers and that they know everything that's good for me. They don't all the time. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't have all the wisdoms. Sometimes the wisdoms are inside of you, and you're looking in the other direction because of confusion, because right now the planets were aligned horrendously. You do not have to believe Ella's Ancient Ways Tarot. Look up any astrology that's a real astrologer and look back so that you can listen to their videos and so they can tell you what the patterns have been for the last 3 months. Investigate. You don't have to believe me. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm here to guide. If you want the guidance, I'm here. If you don't want the guidance, then this is not your channel, and I thank you for gracing it. I would like for you to subscribe, but if you don't feel that I'm the vessel, the teacher, the guru, the lesson that you need to hear, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is that you're suffering, and you don't have to. It's self-imposed. Put the people on the shelf. The other people that looked fancy, that maybe were, or yeah, from your past, they might not be the one. But if you want them to come back, expect that they're coming back with the same situational issues that they had before you let them go. Meaning, these are people from years back. We're not talking about the person you just maybe are having problems with right now. We're talking about the people from the past that just showed their head because COVID or whatever. Curiosity. If they did you wrong and dirty in the past, they're going to do you wrong again. Just telling you. But it's up to you whether you want to hear it or not. So, again, self-worth. What's my value? What is my self-worth? Am I worth what my big goal was, my big dream was before all this crazy planetary alignment started? Or have my goals changed, and is that my real truth? But only you can decide. And also, which one do you want the most? Which one is going to reap you a bigger benefit, both emotionally and money-wise? Okay? The other thing is reprogramming. It's time for Taurus to have some reprogramming. These alignments, the way the planets were, and then going into all the lunar activity, like I said, lunacy, lunar, lunacy, lunar, lunacy. And then, you know, we still have a pandemic on top of that. It's enough to make anybody lose their sense of balance. Okay? Sense of balance. So what God Goddess wants to tell you, the great I am, is keep moving forward. You still have a little bit of work to do for your sign. Male, female, it doesn't matter. I don't do genders unless you're sitting in front of me and you tell me I'm gay or I'm not gay or I'm straight or I'm not straight or I'm androgynous or whatever. Okay? Other than that, we're talking about every Taurus on the planet. We're not talking about one. We're talking to every Taurus that is watching this video. Okay? Comes across this video. So keep going forward because they realize things have been very hard for you. Now, I thought this was so cute, but at the same time, they want you to know right now, and we're just coming out of that aspect, the God of War was also an aspect that you were dealing with. Mars, the planet Mars, across the planet, for every astrological sign, every being, in other words, let's just simplify that. Every being on the planet was being affected by Mars. Not just you. But for you, it's even worse because if you are already in the put them up because I'm in a fighting mood. And then the God of War is in charge. Holy macaroni. It's even worse. Because you want to fight everybody. All I can think of is the Wizard of Oz. Put him up, put him up. I'll fight you with one hand tied behind my back. I'll fight you with two hands. Calm down. Reprogramming. Reprogramming has to be done because you are already in that mode, because you felt like your back was against the wall, because maybe things weren't going the way that you thought they should be going, or they were taking too long, or you were second guessing already. And then people coming into your life and telling you what to do because, oh my God, I'm a genius. I have all the answers for you, Taurus. No, they don't. They don't even have the answers for their own lives. They have their own issues. Each human has their own unique issues. They have their own unique issues. And then they're going to come and tell you how to run your life. Unless they're a psychologist or a prize psychiatrist or Mother Teresa or Gandhi, I would not give that a lot of merit. However, the planets, astrology is science. That's not guru bullshit. You're born into a certain cluster. From this date to this date is Taurus. You can't get out of that. That's a fact. Not fiction. That's a fact. That's not, I think. That is the truth. So the way that your birthing is aligned has a lot to do with what happens to you and how you take that in and how you manage it and deal with it and how you flow with it. So the reprogramming I'm talking about is to get you back into the flow of the life that you were on, that you got off of. Either you got off that merry-go-round because you were so goddamn, excuse my French, you were so confused and you were so, dizzy, that you just fell off of the merry-go-round. It spun and it spun with everybody and their mama putting in every single thing that, oh, you're just supposed to be doing this and you shouldn't have been doing that. And if you only do it this way, and if you only had enough sense to do it that way. Shut up, shelf. Shut up, leave me alone. Shut up, let me alone. Shut up, I'm listening to what's in here and what's in here. I'm a grown person. We're not talking to 12-year-olds. We're not talking to 18-year-olds. Please, 18-year-olds, if you're watching, I don't have any disrespect for you, but I'm talking about 21-year-olds and up, that you have enough sense to run your own life. You have enough education and you have enough faculties to run your own life and make your own decisions. You don't need anybody telling you what to do. You don't need anybody telling you that you made mistakes or whatever, because guess what? In the end, they're not living your life, and you're paying or you're reaping. So either you're going to pay if you make a mistake, or you're going to reap the benefits if you make that decision. Not them. And for the ones that have siblings that are married and telling you what to do, if they don't have a perfect life, why are you listening to them? If they're living impoverished or problematic, or they have their own issues, why are you listening to them? If you listen to your parents, if they have their own issues, why are you listening to them? If you have your friends and they have huge issues or huge commitment issues, why are you listening to them? If you have coworkers that are at dead-end jobs and you want something better for yourself that you aspire for, why are you listening to them? If you had somebody that cheated on you in the past, why are you gravitating back to them? What's like the emoji exploding head, but no confetti. So what they're wanting you to know is get through the game. That's what they're calling it right now. They're calling this a game, especially in July. Get through the game. Whatever game you like to play, whatever game you want to think of. If you want to think of this as a card game or a video game, get through the game. Okay? Get through the game. Play the game. Do the work. No fighting. Be in your power. So let's say Uncle Joe happens to call Ella. And Ella's a Taurian. And Ella's trying to make a decision. And Uncle Joe gives me advice. That might be great advice for someone else or even for Uncle Joe, but it might not fit for me. So how can I handle that? I can either put him on the shelf, or I can say thank you so much, but my ambitions don't match what your ambitions are for me. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. And I know to some degree, and something inside of you may love me and want to give me direction. But the truth is, when you got married or you got with someone, you didn't ask me. The truth is, when you chose this one or they chose you, you didn't ask me. The truth is, when you became a farmer or you became a dishwasher or you decided to work at a hotel or you decided to work wherever, you did not come and ask me for permission or, hey, Ella, I want you to decide what I should do with my life. So why, Taurus, are you trying to accept other people's interventions? Why? Anyway, moving forward, play the game, lose the Hitler attitude. It's getting you nowhere. We don't need a dictator. We don't need to be a dictator. Everybody knows you're smart. Everybody knows you have certain gifts, certain acts, but you also are trying to close the apps right now. That's the process, okay? The other thing they're saying is to stay as positive as possible. Learn how to play the game. The game is life, okay? That's what I'm talking about. The game is life. The way this universe works is we incarnate. We incarnate, some of us, with our prior knowledge, meaning from prior lifetimes. So we come activated and we already know what we want to do when we get here. Some of us want to be millionaires, and some of us want to be teachers, and some of us, like me, want to help others to get where they need to be. Wherever you are in that line, do it. Be it. Embrace it. But if you're going to waver, it's not going to happen. I can promise you. And even if it does, it's going to go bad. Like, you're going to ask for red shoes, but you keep saying, well, maybe the green shoes were better. Or you want some Nikes, but you keep on thinking, well, you know, the blue Kappa were nice too. Concentrate. Close those freaking apps, Taurus. Close them. Get out of your head. It's nice that you're analytical, but right now it's not time to be analytical to overkill. It's time to close some of the apps so you can think clearly. Speak clearly. Think clearer and decide on relationships, money matters, your self-worth, and reprogramming. Those are the 4 things you've got to work on right now for July 10th, 11th through the 20th. Those are the things that they're asking for you to decide on and to work on. Okay? Work for what you want. It will be hard. You can do this. 5 months is nothing. Think Zelda. I don't know if you guys know what Zelda is. Some of you guys weren't born when Zelda first came out. Zelda was one of the first video games that we got as a mass public to play. And then they had them in those little boxes. They were really tiny little gadgets, you know, that they came, and one of them was Donkey Kong. The other one was, oh my God, I can't remember. It's been too long, but the other one was Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, and you know, so they're asking you to play the game. How can you be an expert player if you don't want to engage in the game? Do you really believe that things are just gonna go away and get better on their own? If you don't engage, it'll just go away? No. One way or the other, you've got to play the game. Either you're clocking out, which I hope none of you do, because you know what clocking out means, and I'm not talking about a clock, or you decide to play the game and learn to play the game well. And you know what? When I used to play Miss Pac-Man in my day, I could get some really beautiful high scores. Probably because I really was into it. So again, how into yourself are you? How willing are you, Taurus, to take control of your life? In finances, in relationships, in reprogramming, and stability of your faculties. Because this really did a number on you, whether you want to believe it or not. Again, some of you are into astrology, some of you are not. But I have to stop and think that you'd have to have some kind of metaphysical connection, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be watching a channel like this. So you have to have some kind of belief, because you wouldn't be watching people like me or listening to. So take some, take some guidance that is for your greater good and not meant as, gotta do this, gotta do this, no. I was at a job I hated for 2 years, over 2 years. Got so bad that it literally gave me mini strokes. For you that don't know what strokes are, that means you could have had scrambled eggs up there indefinitely. Thankfully, that didn't happen. That job was so stressful because of the people that were always telling me what to do. I had like 30 bosses on top of that. I had all these co-workers, 50 to be exact, that were always telling me what to do. So I always felt unbalanced and angry and had so much anxiety and so much bitterness inside of me because I was like, damn it, I can't catch a break. Life is all messed up for me. When I started getting balanced, and I'm not a Taurus, but when I started getting my balance was when Spirit said, the only way this is going to stop, Ella, is you have to decide that no matter what, step out on faith and walk away from this job. Another job is going to come and you're going to be better. You're going to be fine. You're going to be happier. My spirit is bright again. My spirit is clean again. I feel so good again. You got to step out on that faith. You have to, for your own good, not for anybody else, but for you to have that balance in your faculties and in your mind, your heart, all your chakras. And those are only the chakras that we basically use, because as far as Sadhguru is concerned, there's 112 or 114 as far as Shiva had told his other devotees. So if we can't even manage the 7 that we know about on a daily basis, how can we then proceed to play at a higher level of the game to try to obtain the 112 or 114? If we can't even get past 7, think about it in those terms, huh? So this is big because this is part of your life growth. This is part of who you are. This is part of where you are in life. This is me trying to get you to open your eyes to the bigger picture and not stay small and not stay in your head. Allow for things right now to unfold the way that they're unfolding. Leave them alone. But do put things on the shelf, in a folder, like I said on another video. Put them away in a folder. If you can't handle, put them away. If you don't want to be disrespectful, leave me alone, then just put them away. But find what's true for you. So, next. Integrity. And also fear. Fear. Okay? You're an earth sign. So, for some of you, it's money that's scaring you. Maybe not having enough money or not making the money you want to make. And right now, it's going to be a little bit flaky for everyone because of COVID, but it's also going to balance out towards the end of this month to where you, in particular, are going to start seeing that you're not so filled with this fear and anxiety about everything that's going on in your life in general. Okay? I keep saying, close those extra apps, system overload, karmic lessons right now, meaning every one of us, those alignments that came through planetary wise, along with the conjunctions of those eclipses, were meant to teach us something. Were meant to help us level up. But your sign amongst a couple of others are having a very hard time right now leveling up. So what does that mean? Again, using the example of a video game. You have already mastered this level, but I don't know why you decided to start from level 1 again. That was something both you and the planets decided together to work backwards. To go backwards. I don't know why. Some of it, 50% was the planets and was the eclipses for Taurus. But the other 50%, that was your karma. Why you decided to go backwards 50%, I have no idea, nor does universe have any idea why you decided in relationships and money, etc., to go backwards. You already had a plan and you went backwards. You already had direction and you went backwards. So some of it, yeah, you had a retrograde, but that was a very short retrograde right now. There was a retrograde during the major alignments that really messed you guys up bad. That's why, this is not about judgment. This is about just reprogramming and getting you back on track. If you get back on track between the 10th and the 20th, then by the end of July, you will feel so much relief. Anxiety will be gone and you will feel more yourself again. And that's why I keep giving you the same guidance and direction, because I want and need you to understand this is not something that someone is doing to you. You're self-imposing this now, because all of the planets, that's done. All of the eclipses, that's done. Mercury going, retrograde, that's done. That was done a couple of days ago. So now, Taurus, dust it off. Wash it off. Do that egg. Do a candlestick. Whatever you got. Do incense. Whatever. Shiva, Lord Shiva, Ganesha, Goddess, God, Jesus, whomever y'all believe in. Remove this heaviness from my mind. I choose to step into my power. I choose to not allow for people to take control over my life. I choose instead to have the control over my life again, the way I did before these alignments, before my life went into chaos. And you will be okay after that. You can bank on that. Okay, I'm not going to read any more on messages from the universe. What I'm going to also show you, because I thought this was so cute, and I just thought this is really what they need to hear right now. And then I'm going to go into the reading itself. Okay, so again, I'm going to say it for the third time because I really need y'all to catch this wave. You really need to understand what I'm trying to get at here as far as spirit is concerned. For Taurus, from this time frame, from the 10th through the 20th especially, you need to think of 4 aspects of your life, main aspects that you really need to work on. Relationships, that means with everybody. That means with mother, father, sister, brother. That means with wife, with girlfriend, with significant other, with boyfriend, with husband, with wife, with whatever. Male, female. Remember, we're not talking about just one Taurus. We're talking to all Taurus here. Money. Is this what you want to do when you grow up? Is this who you want to be? If it is, then you know what? More power to you. You stay where you are, and then if that's what you want to do, then the universe will guide you. But if that's not where you want to be, then the universe is also here to give you your gifts that you've been waiting for. Self-worth. Are you feeling sad, lonely, depressed? Are you allowing other people to control your life, or are you taking control of your life? Reprogramming. Are you allowing yourself to be reprogrammed like everybody else on the universe? Pardon me. Our part of the universe, our planet Earth, Gaia. Every sign has gone through reprogramming. Let's get that straight. It's not just Taurus. Every astrological sign has gone through a reprogramming, a reboot. Every one of us. Not everybody's life lesson is the same. Okay? But I thought this was so cool because look at that. It says, big stuff, God's got this, right? Big stuff, God's got this. I thought this was so cute because this is how you feel sometimes. You feel like that little ant trying to carry a huge load. And for you, Taurus, and other signs, these last 4 months have felt like hell. They have felt like I'm not getting what I want out of life. I'm not getting, nobody's listening to me. I'm not being heard. People are walking on me and shit, this is getting heavy. And I just want to drop everybody and everything. And I just want to tell everybody to go to Hades. And you might have done that. But don't go walking away from something that's bad to something that's worse. Or don't go walking away from something that just needed a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of fixing, you know, with tools, words, tools, faculty, speaking right, speaking truths, but speaking them with kindness, or, you know, hey, you know, I love you, but this some gotta change, or hey, I really, you know, I'm sorry this happened, but I kind of just didn't feel in myself at that time. If they care about you, they'll forgive you. And if they don't, you don't need them. Before I get into the reading, these are the last things that we want to do. Like I said, it's going to be long because I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back. And then even then when I'll be back, they're probably going to be 15 to 20 minute videos for every single sign. I'm going to have to be very careful at that point because we'll have 2 jobs, and then I will have this 3rd job, so to speak, on top of that, because I love you guys and I love giving you guidance, because you know what, I'm having a human experience just like everybody else on this planet. So if I can make your life a little bit easy, or if I can give you any kind of guidance at all, you can write in the comments even, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, what do you recommend? If you need a personal reading, you know what, email me. I keep forgetting to put that in the description. I will put, you know, an email where you can reach me. We're all in this together. We're one big planetary family, regardless of what our different beliefs or religions are, and we have to help each other to get through. That's what I'm here for. That's what I was born to do. I have to work at the others, you know, stuff, because unfortunately we've got to pay our bills. But this is my passion. If you're hurting, if you're confused, if you need guidance, if people that are too close to you are not getting you, you need to talk to someone that is further away from, you know, the closeness, to where people are just smothering you and telling you what to do, and you're more confused than you were before. People like myself put these videos on so that you can know what the bigger picture is, and so that you won't just listen to Uncle Joe that may think that, I don't know, having a bicycle instead of having a car is better, even if you can afford a car, but he still thinks having a bicycle is better. I'm just being silly, but you get the gist of it. So the way your relationships have been going these last 3-4 months, my Taurus, is your significant other has had to keep trying to remind you that you actually do love them, that you actually did have a good relationship, and that it's wearing. It's wearing when your significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, has to keep reminding you in a relationship, hey, we had a good thing. Hey, I am confused. What happened? We always argued, little bit here, little bit there, but nothing major. So what's so different? What am I not getting? And how can we fix this together? So you guys have to have serious talks. I'm talking to my Taurians that are having a hard time in relationships. Talking to those Taurians. The ones that know and never forgot that they were in love, and that they did love this person, and that they did mesh with this person, and that everything was good, and that they have that passion with this person, and that they have these dreams, these ideals with this person, and those dreams were phenomenal, and they both were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, man, and it's gonna be radical, it's gonna be awesome. I'm talking to those Taurus, those Taurians. Somehow this really scrambled their brains bad, and then it could have turned into a triangle, when it was a circle, meaning a circle of trust and a circle of infinity. That's what a wedding ring is. A circle. It's a circle of infinity. That means I am choosing, when you get married to someone, you're telling that person, I'm choosing for all eternity. Sorry, it is a little big on me. Choosing for all eternity to wear this ring that represents our love and our commitment. I'm choosing to marry you and to be wife, husband for the rest of our lives, or husband, wife, whatever creed you are, whatever gender or belief system you have. That's what this is. That's why it's a circle. When you try to put a triangle in a circle, if it's a big enough circle, I guess it'll fit, but it's not supposed to be in there. Geometry-wise, if it was meant to be in there, then God would have put a frickin' triangle inside of a circle and called it something else. But there's squares, rectangles, triangles, circles, octagon, whatever. Okay? So the circle is a circle, which leads me to my next story for my Taurus. Okay? This is actually for those that like TV trivia or movie trivia, I should say. The Curse of the Ring. Okay? This is about Queen Hildegard and Siegfried. And it was a German type of folk tale or fairy tale. So the story goes that these people were equally yoked, meaning they were twin flames. They were people that were meant to be together. And when they met each other, they knew it. And she was the Queen of Iceland, and he didn't know who he was. He was raised by, he was raised by a blacksmith who found him. His mother saved him by putting him onto a log because the kingdom got destroyed and he survived, but his mother was killed while they were escaping. So the mother put him onto a log and he survived. But when the man found him, the blacksmith, he raised him as his son. And Siegfried did not know when he met Queen Hildegard of Iceland who he was. Okay? So then this woman comes into the picture. And the way the story is told is that, and it's really fascinating. Again, I love the trilogy of all the rings, the token and all that. I love all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I love them. But this is where it starts. So what happens is her brother, he through his dad that raised him, meets her brother. Her brother is king of this particular kingdom. And there is a dragon, and that dragon is been a nuisance. It's been pretty much burning everything down and burning people to smithereens and whatnot. Fafnir. He says, I can kill the dragon for you. They're talking about, how can you kill the dragon? You're nobody. Remember, the Curse of the Ring. That's the name of it. The Curse of the Ring. I can kill the dragon. After all, he can forge his own sword. He's learned from his father, his stepfather. So then he learns, to forge, and he's forged this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sword. And he tells the king, he tells actually that new woman, I'm going to avenge, your brother. And she just looks at him. She doesn't say anything. He says, I'm going to avenge. This is green for money, Taurus. So he goes out. Sure enough, he kills. Oh, let me step back just a little bit. These two, they have a great battle the night they meet. She's never been beaten in battle before. She's a fierce, fierce warrior, the Queen of Iceland. But he beats her in battle that night. Anyway, fast forward. He goes out and he kills the dragon. And he's got all this dragon's blood. Dragon's blood for us metaphysical people is very important. It's very powerful incense, very powerful and potent thing. Protective, good luck, etc. Not going in further than that. This is already a long video. So he's got all his dragon's blood everywhere, except one place, because a leaf fell there. And so, all of a sudden, he's like, he killed the dragon. He's about to walk out of the cave, and he sees the horde. There is wall-to-wall gold. There's wall-to-wall jewels. The cave is filled, because it was Fafnir that was keeping anybody from going into the cave and getting that. Even the king, to this girl's, her brother, even the king couldn't go in there, even through magic. His person that was by him couldn't even get in. But here, supposedly this nobody, he was able to defeat the dragon. I'm telling you, Taurans, this because y'all need to hear this. So fast forward, he defeats the dragon. Then the Nibelung show up. The Nibelung are in spirit. They're no longer in an avatar, a body like us. They're all in spirit, and they're telling him, don't take that. He says, what is this? That's the ring of the Nibelung. Do not take it. It's beautiful, he says. But they tell Siegfried at least 3 times, 4 times, do not take that. Siegfried says, it's beautiful. And he puts it on his hand. He says, whether you take the leader of the Nibelung, whether you take one piece or you take all of the treasure, you will be cursed. And he says, well, then I guess it's all mine then. From there, it went south. Everything in Siegfried's life went south. Everything. Because now he had something that everybody wanted. This woman, the new woman, her brother. Her brother's, nowadays we would call them handlers. Her brother's little, what do you call them? His little nobody. He was an advisor, but he didn't give him good advice because he had ulterior motives. So now that Siegfried had this treasure, now they wanted that treasure for themselves. So what did they do? They conspired with the sister, the new woman in the picture. Sister, here you go. We've made you something to drink. Okay. Just tastes good, but it tastes kind of different. Well, do you like it? Oh, yes. There were 3 people in the room, and all of a sudden there's nobody. I'm trying to condense the movie. And he says, oh, I like it, but it's a little spicy. You think you can make it different next time? Oh, I'll do it. And he says, you know, I love you. I love you. And she says, he covers his mouth. It doesn't matter. Because all that matters is that you love me. So she had given him a potion. And his mind was now different. This could be a he-she story, but it just happens to be a story about Siegfried and Hildegard. So from then on, memories of Hildegard, even though the night they met and fell in love, they made passionate love, etc., he swore that he would make something of himself so that when he met her again, he would be her equal. Okay, let's keep going with this story. So, fast forward, all of a sudden he's married to this other woman. He didn't know her from Adam, but now he's married to her. And he gives her the ring of the Nibelung. And he tells her, this treasure is yours. He forgot about Hildegard because his mind was filled with other things now. So what happens is they conspire against Siegfried, all of them, and so they're using his power to get their gain. So really what they want is the treasure for themselves. So what happens is, in this story, is that they end up taking, he comes across, when he leaves the cave, it comes across someone who's magical, who knows how to use magic, and he almost kills him. And he takes this mask. When he puts the mask on, he's able to become anybody's shape, like a shapeshifter, right? So the king knows that because the person he took it from happens to be the king's advisor's father, but the king's advisor's father won't admit it. So the only thing the king, which is her brother, the only thing he wants, supposedly, the only thing he's ever dreamed of was to marry Hildegard. But this lady, this queen, see her forehead? She had never been bested in battle. Nobody could beat her. So she had put to every champion, to every king and prince that would come her way, if you best me in battle, I will wed you. But if you cannot beat me in battle, you're not my equal. And I will never, ever be yours. So what did the king do? He said, hey, Siegfried, I know you are in charge of this mask. I know that you've come across this mask. Guess what? I need you to use it, and I need you to fight for me. Siegfried, being so innocent-minded and in his heart, why would you want me to do that? That's cheating. That's not right. That's not correct. Why would you want me to do it that way? Well, because you know what? You have my sister. You want to marry my sister. You have my permission, but you know the king has to marry first. So if you want to marry my sister, then you'll do this for me. You'll do this. So he felt obligated because he was under a spell. His head was filled with stuff. So Siegfried goes and fights Hildegard. And he looks like the other person because he had worn the mask. Well, guess what? He beat Hildegard. He'd already beat her once before. That's why she gave herself to him. Because she saw him as her equal. And here now, a whole new man had beat her. This left her thinking, going, what? Okay, well, those were my rules. So I'm marrying you. But then, when he didn't have the mask on, he couldn't even get her in bed because she was so strong that she would throw him to the side. He was a wimp. He wasn't the real thing. He was a veneer. And I have been telling people what a veneer is. A veneer, when you put teeth on, they're not yours. They look beautiful. They're not real. But nobody has to know. And I don't have to tell you I'm a veneer. Because you don't know the difference. You will never know the difference that it's not my own natural teeth. Well, this woman that came into his life was a veneer. The king was being a veneer to Hildegard. And Hildegard had the common sense to know, hey, something's not right. Sometimes you can beat me and sometimes you can't. What's up with that? What's up with that? So nonetheless, the way it ends is he doesn't remember her. And they end up killing Siegfried because they want the hoard. They want all the wealth. I mean, he was wealthy beyond means. By that time, he had remembered who he was, which was that he was a king. He remembered, through a vision that his father had been killed and his mother and he had to run off to safety. And then his mother was killed while they were running off to safety. So now he remembers he was worthy. He too is a king, just like she was a queen. So they were matched all along. But he just, one, some parts were hidden. Two, other people put their spoons into the pot and messed him all up. And it could be a she. Remember, this is not gender. We're not talking about genders. We're just telling a story. That's why they're talking about reprogramming, especially when it comes to your relationships. Some of you walked away from something very beautiful and there was no reason to. So the way the story ends with Hildegard and Siegfried is that she literally, and this is funny because in the Hindu tradition, in the old Hindu traditions, there were women that when they're Indian Hindu, okay, religion, when their husbands would pass away, they would also throw themselves. They'd break their bangles and they'd throw themselves into the fire with them because that was tradition and that was how much they loved their husbands. Well, that's pretty much, I've had this movie for about a good 12 years now. And the very striking resemblance is at the end of the movie, they put Siegfried onto the ship. It's like a funeral pyre. And they shoot the arrows that are filled with flames, fiery arrows at the ship so that it can burn. And then they also put, the moral of the story is they put all the freaking gold because the girl finally came to her senses. She finally came to her senses. She did something wrong in breaking them up. She finally came to her senses. So at the end, she puts all the gold and all of the wealth onto the ship with Siegfried. And of course, the fiery arrows are shot. And at the end of the movie, you see Hildegard. She was on the ship all along. And she stands up. She takes her own sword. And she kills herself. And she's flopped over him. Because she never forgot. He might have forgotten. But she never forgot. And if I'm emotional, it's because even though it's a movie and I'm one of those criers, I'll cry in movie theaters. I'm just a little wimp like that. But the moral of the story is that sometimes in a relationship, one can forget why they got together to begin with, why it was so beautiful, the way that you met, all the synchronicities, all the cute things that happened, and the way you loved each other, and the way you made each other feel, and the way the good times that occurred. And it's so sad that sometimes your partner can forget that. So for you, that the 75% of you that are calming down, my Taurians, male, female, that are, seeing the relationships the way that they were before, and you are seeing either your Siegfried or your Hildegard that you were in love with before, and knowing that this is the person you were supposed to be with all along, that some interference just came in, either too much pressure, the planetary alignments, people from the outside telling you things that you really didn't need to be listening to, but you felt vulnerable, especially right now with COVID. People are feeling vulnerable to begin with. So don't feel bad. However, here comes the hard part. This is called Four Feathers. So this dude, which is Heath Ledger, he's in a movie, right? He's in a regiment, etc. I'm going to condense this a little bit. But he doesn't want to fight. That's not who he is. Much like me. I've been in the military, and I would have thought if I had to go to some kind of campaign, but thankfully I never had to. But the issue is he didn't really want to be in the military. It was something his father wanted for him because his father was a colonel. So he, or a captain, or I don't remember what his father was, but something big in the military. So he had to supposedly follow in the same tracks, right? In the same direction, same path. So he gets in, and then, you know, things happen and he freaks out and he doesn't want to go. So he's like, I'm outie. So he leaves the military and he's like, I'm not going. And meanwhile, all his friends go, right? And they're fighting and campaigning, and he's been through so much guilt that he picked up because of making the decision that he made, which was that he didn't want to have to fight because he didn't feel like it was part of his path, right? Self-imposed, which is where my Tauruses are right now, through feeling self-imposed, like the 4 feathers. He then takes a different route and goes anyway on this journey, which leads him over there where they're fighting. And slowly and surely, he attempts to redeem himself when he really didn't have to go through all of that. He didn't, but he did it to redeem himself, and he redeems himself, and then he feels, you know, other people feel like they owe him because without knowing it, certain of his friends, he saved them. He even gets put into prison over there where he is. Again, 4 feathers for you guys movie buffs. He goes through hell and back to prove that he wasn't a coward, that he didn't, you know, mean to just bail. So some of you Tauruses, why I'm showing you this movie is because some of you Tauruses may have to go back and undo the problems that you brought on in relationships. You're going to have to be the bigger person and know that if that person really cares about you, they're going to have to find a way to understand. But also you do need to explain why you felt you needed to bail on them. Okay? The last movie I want to present to you is sometimes we don't realize what sacrifices people make. Not all, but certain people, certain couples, one or the other, or even both, make sacrifices to be with one another. This is called City of Angels. Nicolas Cage is in this, and Meg Ryan. This is a beautiful movie just in and of itself. But this is a love story. This angel, and I'm talking about angels, archangels. This angel sees her. She's a doctor. He sees her. City of Angels, for those of you that want to watch this. Again, you can press rewind because this is a large video. It's going to take me forever to load, and I hope you enjoy it. So, Meg Ryan's in the hospital. She's a doctor. And she's like, this was typical. This is typical. And she's tearing and she's tearing. She's crying. She's like, this was typical. This was typical. This operation was typical. She lost her patient on the operating table. This angel's watching her. She's massaging the heart, trying to get it to go again, trying to get it. What? No, 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 you're not going, you're not going. It's all in her head. Of course, she's not speaking out loud. You're not going, you're not going. And he's trying to be soothing to her. He's trying to, you know, have you ever felt like somebody's touching you, but there's nobody there? Those are the angels trying to soothe you, your guardian angels, trying to guide you, trying to tell you it's going to be okay. So he was trying to tell her it's okay. No, she took it so hard. She got out of there. She had to tell the lady, and the lady was like, what? And the son and the daughter are next. What? I don't understand. What? And she's like, your husband didn't make it. What? No. What? And so she, in the movie, is in in so much pain and anguish, because she couldn't save this patient. And she's telling herself, I've done this a million times. This is typical. This was nothing. This was textbook. What happened? So he becomes engrossed with her because he's fascinated by her emotions and from the pureness of her emotions that were beautiful, that, the way that she cared about her patient, right? So he latches onto her and he's following her everywhere she goes. Then it's so weird that she can finally see him. Okay, we're going to fast forward again. So she can see him, right? Normally we can't see angelic beings or other beings that are not within our realm, which is the physical realm, right? Here on earth, especially if you're not gifted that way. So he's in the hospital where she is all the time. And then she saw him cut something and he had blood, and she's like freaking out because there's nothing wrong with him. He's an angel. He heals instantly. So then he's in the hospital, and she goes and visits one of her heart patients, right? That just got operated, got operated by her. She's checking him through her rounds and whatnot. All of a sudden she comes upon, and then she leaves the room, and he's like, I can see you, right? The patient tells Nicolas Cage, which is the angel, I can see you, right? What are you doing here? I'm not ready to die. I just got a brand new heart. I got a brand new lease on life. What are you doing here? Why are you here? So they make each other, they make friends, because it turns out the man in the hospital was like Nicolas Cage once upon a time. He was an angel. But because he fell in love with a woman, he decided to become mortal and leave that angelic realm so that he could be with his wife. And then they had children, etc., etc., etc. They had a family. That's what love does. Real love. And he told him, how did you do that? And he says, free will. God gives us free will. We can do what we want. He says, but how? He said, you just decide to fall. And he says, what do you mean? I don't want to fall out of God's grace. He says, well, it's not like you're falling out of God's grace, but really it is like you really actually have to die. You come back, but then you're mortal. You're no longer able to heal like you normally did, and you're not timeless. You actually age like everybody else. But you can be with her. I saw the way you looked at her. If this is who you want to be with, you can choose. So Nicolas Cage makes a sacrifice because of his love for her. And he takes the plunge. And he's like, ow, this hurts. But he's so happy. But he lost that connection, that straight connection with God. He no longer had that straight connectivity. He still had it, but not the other way. But he made that sacrifice because of the love for this woman. So the moral of the story for this one is that if you did make a sacrifice for each other, continue on. What's the difference between the sacrifice you made 2, 3 years ago, 6 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago for this person, or making it again now? There's no difference. The love is still there. It's just that you didn't mesh because you weren't talking straight. If you speak in Spanish to someone that never spoke Spanish and doesn't understand it, how do you expect them to understand you? If you speak a foreign language, it's like you're speaking Greek to me, you're speaking Chinese, I don't understand. Ich nichts verstehen, no comprendo, no entiendo. Speak each other's language again if you want to salvage this. But if you choose to just, I'm mad. Okay, well, that's great, but I don't know what you're mad about. I'm having a horrible time. Okay, but what got you there? So again, in your relationships, if you want to salvage them, that's up to you. This is a very long video, but you guys have been the hardest hit in general. So I'm trying to help you guys as much as I possibly can. We're going to start with our shuffling. A message from Spirit directly to you has now ended, and now we're going to ask Spirit to tell us with the cards how you can further assist yourself, whether it's money, whether it's decisions. What does my Taurus need from the time frame of and I'm sorry I'm banging, it's very loud, and I just realized that because other readers do that, and I'm like, ouch, that freaking hurts, people. So sorry. Let me be a little more silent here. What do my Taurians need to hear, both male and female, this time frame from the 10th, 11th, 12th through the 20th, even possibly through the 30th of this month? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? Help them, Spirit. Help them to make these changes. You told them you needed reprogramming. You told them that they needed to look at the relationships. You told them they needed to look at their monies, their self-worth. You're telling them to look at their careers. Are those the careers that they want? Are those the real careers that we're meant to be in? Is that where they really belong? If so, then they should be able to succeed and they should be able to get ahead. If those are not the careers that they belong in, if those are not the careers that they are meant to be in, then show them. Show my Taurus, so that they know what they're doing is going in the right direction. And if they're not going in the right direction for my Taurus for July, they need to know. They need to have this beautiful interaction with you, God, Goddess, Spirit, Great I Am, so that they know which direction to go. Give them a general idea of, you've already given them a lot of information, some kind of system overload even, but at the same time, we know that we need guidance from Spirit at times. So we're willingly accepting for Taurus for the month of July. We're willing to accept what you need to tell us for Taurus. We're going to clarify with this deck here. Anything that needs to be clarified, we're going to clarify with this deck. Woo! Whatever you're thinking of right now, that just flipped out on me. For me, the Joker is things that are up in the air. There's a time frame going on for you. So whatever it is that you're asking about or thinking about, it does relate to a time frame. So maybe it's not time yet for your yes. If you're asking something that pertains to yes or no, it's not a yes, it's not a no. It actually is a yes, but it's not time yet, but it's coming. Okay? So this is for clarifying. That just, it kind of scared me because, whoa, it just flew out. I'm doing just one card, from Ganesha. I'm trying to condense this because it's already way long. We're at 1 hour and 37 minutes, guys. But like I said, I don't know when I will be back to be able to do another video for you. So I want to make sure that I don't leave y'all hanging. You guys have been really good to me. The highest views have been from my Taurus. So I really appreciate that. And because of that, that's why this video is so long. And I'm taking my time with you guys, okay? And then we're gonna shake the runes. We're gonna shake the runes. RUNES. Okay. We want to know what's coming for Taurus. We want to know what Taurus needs to know. What is the most important aspect that Taurus needs to know? Guide them, please, for the month of July 2020. I'm pulling one out and I'm putting it to the side so we don't have to do that in a minute. Okay. All right. And also, Taurus, try to wear green. If you were trying to attract money, anything green is good for you. Okay. All right. So let's start with the main part of the reading because, again, this has been long. But you know what, guys? I am super appreciative. This is a baby channel. And then on top of that, I changed my name to my regular name that I used to use as a Botanica when I had my Botanica, which is, for those that don't know what a Botanica is, that's where you sell oils, candles, jewelry, right? That's magical, that's been some kind of energy for protection or prosperity has been put onto it. It has nothing to do with regular jewelry that you buy at a regular jewelry store. It's got some kind of power behind it. Stones, you know, like this beautiful malachite, which is not what I'm asking for you guys to use. That's not what I'm, you know, you want to use the dragon's blood, which is a stone. You're welcome to go out and buy dragon's blood. I have dragon's blood. I sell, you know, things because I haven't gotten my store up yet, but I'm still toying with which one, Etsy or whether it's going to be Amazon. But I will have my store up, but somebody else will have to help me to run that store because I have only 2 hands, 2 feet, and I can't split myself in half as much as I'd like to. I'm doing 3 things already. So someone I will have to get to help me with the store. But those things are available if you need a stone, if you need a dragon's blood, if you're really interested now, since I've mentioned Siegfried, and you're welcome to do that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you the ending of how they got him. So that lady he ended up marrying when he forgot about Hildegard, he really believed them. He really thought they were friends. He really thought that they were for real, that they were on it, up and up, that they were not lying to him, that they were really bringing him into the family, and that they really loved him as part of the family and only wanted the best for him. So he literally told them how to kill him. That's so sad, right? Up to that time, up to that day, they had no idea how he had these magical powers. The dragon's blood that fell on him, that's how he had the magical powers. That's how he was so powerful in battle and everything. You know, even more so than before. But a leaf had fallen while he was bathing in the dragon's blood. A leaf, which was about that big. And he told them that secret. These people that he trusted with his life, that he trusted with his life decisions, that he trusted with his wealth, that he trusted with everything in his heart. So they planned to go out on a hunt. So after he shot a boar, he got it, you know, with an arrow. He was washing his hands. And they shot him. They shot him right in the spot that was his vulnerable spot. That's the only part of his body that the dragon's blood had not fallen on. So because of that, they knew exactly how to kill him. They knew exactly where he was vulnerable. And that's what people do in life in general to us. They know our vulnerabilities. Sometimes they don't mean to hurt us or cause us harm. They could be a parent. They could be a sibling. But their truths are not our truths. What's good for them, what worked for them may not work for us. Uncle Joe, thank you. I don't need a bike, dude. It's 104 degrees outside. I'm okay using my car with the AC. It's okay to want. It's okay to desire. It's okay to have aspirations that are differing from others because you're unique. Okay, so let me see what I see. I can't see without my glasses, so I guess I better put them back on. What is coming? Oh, wow, yeah. Look at the first card that comes out, guys. Taurus, I'm not trying to be cheeky here. I'm not trying to be ugly or trifling with you or lying to you. The moon, it has a lot to do with lies, uncertainties, overanalyzing, overthinking, but also people that are not being truthful that are around you. We're already out of the retrogrades. We don't have any lunar eclipses. There's nothing planetary-wise that's harming you. It's the people that you're listening to. And look at that beautiful road underneath. It's even got a path to go over it, so you don't have to wet your feet. But you keep listening to them, I guarantee you're not going to get out of life what you want. And I know, because I can see that it's peer pressure is what's causing you to have this difficulty in life. Somebody. Peer pressure could be anybody. Like I said, it could be a friend, it could be an uncle, an aunt, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be actual peers at work, it could be actual roommates or co-workers, anybody. Friends. You're bad luck right now. But look at this mirror. If you look on the bottom, those pieces can be put back together. You're choosing to have the bad luck. Look what's waiting on the other side of that bridge. Friends, love, happiness. In relationship, this means good times. This is the 10. This is like in the tarot deck where the grandfather is sitting around and the daughter and the husband are there and their children are playing in the background. This is playfulness. This is beautiful. This is what you can have. You know, sandcastles are very, 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 very good to look at as a metaphor as well. When we build sandcastles in the air, so to speak, we're thinking about all the possibilities that can happen, all the things that can happen to us and for us, all the things we can have. And so what the universe right now is asking of you as a Taurus is look at everything that you can have. But if you stay in Uncle Joe, Auntie M, and Betsy over here, and I don't know, Abdul over there, telling me crap that is just filling my head with more uncertainty, instead of, you know, me just saying, you know what, I was going in the right direction. My plans were good. They were solid. I was good. I didn't need these people. COVID does crazy things to people. Like, for example, people can, even if everybody in the room, there's nobody with COVID, but COVID does things to your mind that you can just talk yourself into having COVID or that you're going to die from COVID. For example, even if you don't die, but you think you're going to die because you know what, other people are dying of COVID, which is true, other people are dying. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen to you. So that's what I'm saying is, you know, stop building these sandcastles in the air that are not true. They have no merit. Do you have a right to be fearful? Yeah, you do, dude. You do. Guys, you do. We all do. You think what? You think I don't think about it when I step out of my house? Of course I do. That's why I wear a mask. That's why I don't use sanitizer that they're selling at the store again. I use sanitizer I made at home. You can use the sanitizer from the store. I'm not saying you can't. But I have it in my head to use a tiny bit of bleach inside my sanitizer. Why? Because I know bleach kills everything, and they've already proven that months ago that bleach kills the damn virus on the spot. So why am I not going to put it on my hands? I do. That's for me. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you it's been working for me. Thank God, Goddess, I don't have COVID. Not everybody's going to die. You got to cut things away from your life that are not working for you at this moment in time. If these things have not worked for you and you've been listening to these people for 3 or 4 months now, you need to rethink your strategy, because it's not working that you've been listening to these people. That's a horrible reading just right there. Just right there. That's a horrible reading. The only positive outcome is happiness is there. You're just turning away from it because you're confused as heck. Even love is there. Cupid is drawing back his arrow. Eros. Look him up. Eros. He's giving you this opportunity to be happy. God will never force us to do anything. They give us things, they give us gifts, but they also will take them away if we say no. There is someone you love. Male, female, there is somebody that you love. This is for all Taurus. You do love them. You can be happy again. Choice is yours. Look at that. There was a lot of love and passion between you. Lots of love and passion between you. Why would you be embarrassed or ashamed of loving your person or having passion towards your person? Do you know how many people are married for 20, 40 years and they never had passion in the bedroom? So why should you be ashamed that you felt passionate about each other? Things are clearing because it's not reversed. If it was reversed, then I'd be saying, OMG, my Taurians, you really need to get out of that mindset. But things are clearing. The clouds are right side up. Now, because the clouds did come up, yeah, you probably still need to clear your mind. Meditate if you know how to meditate. Cleanse yourself. I even gave you for free. For free. You know how much money I will be paid where I'm about to go work for my work? People won't be able to see me without paying me that amount of money. Because I'm exclusive now as far as through them if people want to see me in San Antonio. So I can't charge what I used to charge. I used to charge $30 for a reading for 30 minutes. But out of the kindness of my heart, 30 minutes turned into an hour and I wouldn't charge them more. But now I'm going to be making a lot more than that. Just for 45 minutes, it's going to be $45. I mean, 15 minutes, it's going to be $45. So things change. Things change. They don't stay the same. They don't stay the same. So the thing is that we need to remember, just if we can get out of our own way, positive things can happen. But if we get in our own way, God can't help us. Goddess cannot help us because we think we're in control. But guess what? It's like those freaking driverless cars that haven't been tweaked yet. You know that anything that's in beta stage, if it hasn't been tweaked, there's a lot of accidents. They're just not talking about it. Okay? They're just not talking about it. Because then you would never want to buy one. You'd have a fear to get in one. You got to get out of the beta. Get out of the beta. Get out of the beta. So things can happen. This is a relationship that you left that was a very good anchored one, meaning there was a marriage or a permanency to it. They are your anchor. They are your best friend. They are your champion. He or she stood by your side and never, ever judged you as anything less than what you were. I just said marriage. This was a marriage. This is a marriage. Here go the rings. They're circles. See how circles fit into circles? But if you put a triangle into this marriage, I feel sorry for you. Let go of that triangle because it's not going to serve you. It's not serving you. It's not serving the other person in your life. And it's not serving the third party because sooner or later somebody has to be cut. So instead of doing that, cut them now and either go back to your original partner or cut the original partner and stay with your third party, because a triangle, it's funny, I'm wearing a triangle. Synchronicities. There are no coincidences. You were with your right partner. You just thought you weren't because you let people talk you out of that relationship. There can be flirtation again with this person. There can be having good times like you used to. And if not, then you're actually thinking of it right now, how you used to flirt with your person. Somebody put something bad on this relationship. Again, it could have just been strictly through words. Hey man, this is not good for you. She's not from the right family. He doesn't have the right job, man. What are you thinking about? He works at a gas station. You're a PhD. What the hell are you doing? Who gives a shit? In the millennia we live in now, really? Who gives a shit who has the money, who has the better job, who has the more education, who's older? None of that. I'm with her and I'm a her. I'm with him and I'm a him. We don't live in that world anymore. Those are self-imposed restrictions that no longer apply. Remember, reprogramming. Reprogramming. There's some people that still are attached to family members whose parents want to rule their lives and choose their partners for them, their life partners, their married life partners for them. That's either their tradition or that's something they were expected to do, you know, even here in America. It no longer applies. You might get the Russian roulette of your life. Now that's a game that Spirit Universe does not want you to play with. Russian roulette is where you put one bullet. You put only one bullet in the gun. And you keep clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, and then another person clicks, and then you go back and you click, and you don't know which one is the one when it's going to be your time. Why would you want to mess with a relationship like that, where you don't even get to pick your own partner, where you don't get to pick the person that you love, that you actually have genuine feelings for? That's Russian roulette. So this is evil. Whether this is witchcraft or just evil intentions, jealousies, envies. I don't want you to be with this person, but that's interference in your marriage, in your relationship. There's been a lot of trickery and deceit from the person that dropped the Taurus, that dropped the other party. There's been a lot of trickery. Some of it because that's just what you allowed to happen, and some of it was because you felt like, well, if I'm letting this person go, I might as well go get somebody else in my life. So a lot of things you need to talk about to your person if you decide to go back to them. You need to tell them the truth because they know. People know. If they've known you for a while, they know when you're this way or that way. They know when you've changed. They know when you're not telling them the truth. Messages are coming from your past significant other. This is for my Taurians that are no longer with their significant other, or they are having a lot of problems with their significant others. Messages are coming. Messages are coming in reference to this relationship, which was a marriage or a very serious relationship. Hopefully an agreement can be met by both parties. It's going to take maturity. Remember, reprogramming, leveling up in the game. Why would you want to stay at level 0? Or, level 0 is when you're still in level 1 and you haven't mastered it. Once you've mastered level 1, then you can say, I'm at level 1. I've mastered it. Because now you can go on to level 2. But why would you went all the way back down to 0 like you never knew this person? Like you never even had a relationship with this person. So you're going to have to come clean. You're going to have to do your part, and you're going to have to make this person feel confident in you that this is not going to happen again. Because they're not going to take you back otherwise. And we're moving forward. Things are moving forward after that. If this is the leap of faith you take, no more bad luck. This relationship moves forward. You gotta get rid of lies, though. No more tricks, no more lies. You can't keep them both. No more triangle, guys. Universe is saying, they already know there's a triangle somewhere. Somehow there's a triangle there. Your significant other already knows this, so you'd be lying to yourself. Just do the right thing. Love is love. It is love. You're not getting cheated with this relationship. Love is love. So that's the love portion, okay? Again, this is a long video, and I am so sorry. But I really feel for you guys, because you guys have been really good to me. 152 views out of all my videos. And those were older videos that I had put on, I think in May or early June. So you guys have been wonderful to me, and I'm so grateful again. And this is a different cloud, but it's clearing, because this is the portion where, you know, the emotions, the negativity, the arguments are clearing. They're clearing. I'm so happy for you. Okay. So we've already looked at, oh, we haven't. Okay, Spirit, let's see what we got. You got the law of attraction. Oh my God. This is in general for love or for money, for anything you're looking at to get. I'm going to show you the cards and I'm going to read them. Law of attraction, vacuum away your fear, and manifestation power. So the law of attraction, it says, I'm going to read it, but I'm going to read it quickly. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Again, what if you think that you had the argument of your life with the person that you left behind or that you're having issues with, and they don't even know what the heck the argument was about or what happened to make it so serious or make it bad to the point to where you left them behind? They're sitting there going, what the hell did I do? Because I don't recall doing anything different that hasn't happened before, and I was forgiven for it. So what happened? What happened? What happened? So you've left this person, but they really don't know what the hell hit them, because they're like, what did I do? What did I say? Was it something I did? Like I said in the other video for Libras, did I fart, you know, and not say excuse me? Did I burp out loud and didn't say forgive me for, you know, bodily functions that I can't control? Did I smoke and you don't like smoking? Did I shout at you, or did I discourage you, or did I make you angry and I don't know what I did? That's the way your partner's feeling, by the way. So the law of attraction, you can have, you know, what you want in relationships, but remember what I said, you can't have a triangle. It doesn't work that way. We're not, you know, unless you're Muslim or you're rich or something like that, and Goddess allows that. But if you haven't signed a contract, whether verbally, whether physically signing a contract with a significant other or a marriage, and you've discussed this prior that you want two wives or two husbands in this relationship, then that's a no-go, because both parties have to agree. So there are no triangles here. You have to choose one. But you can have what you want. You can manifest it. You can have it. But remember what I told you about the law of attraction. You can't waver. If you want this, like I'm say, I got rings because I love rings. But I got them because at the time I kept getting sick. And so Spirit told me it was for protection for me. So my goal is to still have one here. And I still have 2 fingers here. So I need... So my manifestation in months to come, when I'm, you know, when I have, you know, cash flow like that to invest, is I need that for my protection, for what I want, right? For what I need. But if I waver, oh, maybe I should have silver. Maybe I should have, they've already told me you can't wear sterling silver, lady. We keep telling you we're not accepting that, because I have so much energy, and I have so much acid in I'm not kidding, I wish I was, in my system. I have so much acid in my system, and I have so much energy that I send out when I'm doing my works, that literally silver on me, it turns black. And I can show y'all in another video where I have silver earrings and I have to constantly be cleaning them because they turn black. Silver turns black on me, and to the point to where there's nothing left. Like literally, there's no repairing it. It's like, it turns like nickel, in other words, on me. So that's why. So for example, if I want something and I'm visualizing it, I need a ring and it needs to be like this and it needs to look like that. It needs to have this form of energy. But then the next day I say, oh, maybe I should wear a silver one, or maybe it shouldn't be gold. Maybe it should be bronze. Maybe it should be copper. I'm sending the universe signals that are not jiving. So please be a clear antenna. Be like a radio, those old-fashioned ones. Be like the bunny ears from the TV of yesteryear, where we use bunny ears, and then the cleared, you know, channel picture came through, or the clear, oh, I can hear the radio station clear now. That's the way you have to be. You can't just say, I want it, I don't want it, I want it, maybe, I don't, maybe, oh, let me think about it, oh, maybe next year, blah. No, it doesn't work that way, because you're going to get some shit you don't want. You're going to get mixed up crap you're going to be like, what the fudge happened here? What did I manifest? You manifested it. Spirit didn't. The universe didn't send you. You sent it to yourself because you weren't clear and you didn't stay the path. Okay. The other thing is vacuuming away your fear. And we've been talking about that, my Taurus, especially the last video I made. It says, call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael. So Archangel Michael is for strength and power, because he's the fighter. He is the champion of all the archangels. He is the general of the army for God. And Archangel Raphael, of course, is a healer. So when I'm doing my Reiki and I'm doing my Metatronic energies and I'm doing the egg cleansing on people, well, then I'm going to call on Archangel Raphael, which is to help heal, right? To help heal and lift fear-based energies from you, my Taurians, and from your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. So the way to remove that is to call in the archangels. If you're from another religion, then call in your, you know, Ganesha or Shiva or Krishna, or I'm trying to think of other religions, you know, even in the Native American, you know, religions, you know, the Great Spirit, the white buffalo, you know, the eagle, the owl, because owls are very considered to be wise, right? Whatever you believe in, but call them in, because that fear is keeping you immobile. Fear paralyzes you. Like, I suffer from actual anxiety. I have a disorder, a social anxiety disorder, which is weird. I'm an introverted person. So I'm trying to get out of that by being more extroverted, right? Doing more extroverted things and working at this location where I'm going to work. I'll be doing teachings and series just like I do here. And this takes a lot for me to come in front of you, in front of the camera. Oh, I don't look good, or oh, this doesn't look good, or oh, this didn't come out good, or oh, you know, can I do this? That's a lot of fear, man. And you manifest that yourself. Did you hear how much diarrhea just came out of my mouth? I can't do this. When I first started these videos, I didn't even know how to upload them. My husband had to teach me. And then it was so simple that I was like, I feel so stupid. But it's not that. It's that if you're not inclined mechanically, you're not. If you're not inclined technologically, you're just not. You were not made that way. Not everybody can read cards. We're all different and unique. Embrace your uniqueness and don't feel bad about what you can't do. If you can learn it, great. And if you don't, get somebody to help you, you know, to teach you. And if you can master it, great. And if you can't, get somebody, pay somebody to do that portion for you. But stop sweating the small stuff. my Taurians, because your fear is keeping you from moving forward. Let's say that you're about to get a windfall of money. But if you keep telling yourself, I'm poor, 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 guess what the universe is telling you? It's a mirror. You're poor. You're poor. You're poor. You're poor. I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. I'm going to die of COVID. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. For me, I had a lot of fear too, and I'm not even a Taurian. My base chakra, my sacral chakra, which is giving you your needs, your necessities, your most basic things in life, was so closed that I'm manifesting things on my tush that hurt. Why? Because the universe is trying to expand that area of my life. And out of fear going, I want this so badly, but can I do this? No, I can't. Can I do this? No, I can't. Can I do this? Is this real? No, it's not. Is this really going to happen? No, it's not. You can talk yourself out of the best things, guys, because I'm manifesting things on my sacral chakra, my rump, because it's trying to open up, and it's time to receive those gifts. And I'm talking about money gifts and more leveling up gifts and relationship gifts. And my fear can keep me from progressing. I have free will, but I'm making my own self sick. Do you understand now what I'm saying? The fear is making you sick, either through depression, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're not wanted, you're not needed, you're not really loved, you were never really loved, nothing was real. No, those are all illusions. That's why that doggone moon card came out. It's coming, but there's a time frame. So if you're patient enough, it's going to happen for you, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay? The last card is manifestation. You do have the power to manifest this. You do. Whatever your dream was or is, you have the power to manifest this. But through manifestation, you do have to put a lot of brain power in there, but of another sort. Not, can't do this, it's not going to work, it's not going to happen. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to come to pass. I'm going to have, this is another way of saying patience. I'm going to have enough patience for the universe to bring me what I want. Okay. Ganesha. What did Ganesha say? And also, ooh, have strength. See? Have patience and have strength. You can do this. You got this, my Taurus. You got this. And just in case you're wondering, here's my candle. Never leave home without it. I never do my readings without a candle because I love my spirits, and I feel like my spirits, I should gift them something for all the hard work they do. So I'm going to do 3 cards right here. Ooh. Okay, so one of you guys out there, or possibly several, are going to have falling outs with people. Remember what I said, falling outs, because unfortunately, some people we've been listening to are not going to be in line with what we want out of life or who we want to be with in life. So you're going to have a falling out. Could be family members or people that are like family. If I were you, instead of telling them what your plans are, I wouldn't even tell them. I would just zip it and just go on and do your life, because it's going to create a lot of issues, and it is concerning your significant other and the love that you have for your significant other. They're not for it. So this relationship, if you listen to these people, is doomed because they're not for it. So instead of telling them all of this, I mean, you can if you want to, you don't have to explain shit to anybody, because it's none of their damn business anyway. Remember what I said. This is your life who you want to be with. This is your life. Look at that. There's a lot of love in this relationship and a lot of stability. This relationship had a good foundation and can have one again. Travel is indicated with this card. Career. This is a marriage. And if not, this can turn into a marriage. This is a good, solid relationship you guys have or had. Money problems? Not really. Family keeps telling you, why are you chasing? Why are you chasing? Why are you chasing things? Or friends are telling you, why are you chasing? It's none of their concern why you want the safety and security for the rest of your life. That's your concern. This can happen, will happen if you don't follow other people's truths for you. I'm not going to close yet because I'm going to do the rune now. And then we're going to see what Ganesha has to tell you. Okay? This is the rune that was chosen. I just reached into the bag and I asked what they needed to tell my Taurians. And please forgive my nails. I haven't had time to fix them because I've been too busy with the 7 dust. And if anybody knows what 7 dust is, it's almost like a lie. And I've been trying to keep the creepy crawlies out of this house because I'm about to get 2 kitty cats that are going to be my children. Pets to me are children. They're not just pets. I'm just the weird cat lady, okay? But I'm about to get 2 cats and I'm so excited about that. Fertility. Oh my God. I think that was part of, yeah. Another sign got this. So fertility. Fertility can mean 2 things, by the way. Fertility doesn't just mean you're going to have a baby. So if I see pregnancy around you, if you're a man, that doesn't mean you got somebody pregnant, and it doesn't mean that you're pregnant. For a woman, yeah, okay, you could get pregnant if you're still of the childbearing age or you're still able to, if you're fertile like that. But fertility in general means abundance, money, things, possibilities, opening up, gifts from the universe. Okay? So let's read what it says really quickly. Because like I said, I know I've kept you guys. I'm like that person that you walk to the door and they still stay an extra hour. This is fertility, new beginnings. Oh my gosh. Fertility. New beginnings. Okay. This rune is akin to the moon, okay? But the intuitive part, it literally says the intuitive part. You guys, I want to make sure you see that intuitive part. So not the part that's overanalyzing and overthinking and lies and all that. The intuitive part of our nature with its urge towards harmonizing, balancing, and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. These things can be turned around and resolved, clarified, and turned around. Look at that. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be resolved and turned around. Look, guys, I like to be super honest. I like to be super honest. I'm trying to get this really clear. I like to get this really clear. And I know you're reading backwards. So let me see. It says relationships. Let me see. I apologize. Perhaps, where it says perhaps a difficult state of mind can be resolved. Okay? And then it goes on and says about relationships. So far this has been spot on. The universe gave me the message first, and then the cards mirrored exactly what the universe was saying to you guys. Now let's see what Ganesha says. Loving this. Guys, they're telling you to have the determination and the drive. Because, you know, first you have to... let's get back to what... Because this is already long. Let's just face it. We're in a long video. The law of attraction is the same thing as daydreaming. but in a positive way. I can have this, I want that. Oh, and some ice cream. Okay, that's the wrong kind. Because that a moment on the lips and a lifetime on the hips for females especially. But you get the gist, you know. I want a red car. I want a red car. I want a red car. I want a Mustang red car. I want a You become more and more in tune to what it is you want. Once you become a clear channel, the universe can, by the law of attraction, bring you what you want. Determination. I will not fear. I will not let fear hold me back. I'm bound and determined that this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do. And nobody is going to tell me different, and nobody is going to convince me otherwise. This is the right thing to do for me, for myself, for me. May not be the right thing for Auntie M or Uncle Joe, but they're not living my life. I am. So have that determination. I'm putting it on your third eye. Have the determination. Will yourself to have the determination. This is Ganesha. He's a sweetheart. And if he's telling you to keep going and having that determination, then, you know, you should take heed. Because he only gives wisdoms. And he's very gentle. And all of the I don't know if it's pronounced trimiths in the Vedic or Hindu religion, but even his own father Shiva worships him. And talk about being different. Keep moving forward. Determination, determination, determination. Talk about being different. Let's talk about being different real quick. So the story goes that Shiva didn't know his son, right? He didn't even know he had a son, because Parvati wanted to be a mother so badly that she formed him, right? She prayed on him. He came to be. She went to take a bath one day and she said, do not let anybody in. Being the good son he was, Ganesha said, okay, I'm standing guard. He didn't know what his dad looked like, because his dad had been away. So Shiva comes and wants to come in. He says, nope, wrong answer. Move out of the way, I'm coming in. Nope, wrong answer. Wakala. So what does Shiva do? He takes the sword and cuts Ganesha's head off. By that time, Parvati, which is the mother of Ganesha, Ganapati, comes out and she's inconsolable. She's in tears. My child, you've killed you fix this now. So Shiva goes out, gets his followers and says, hey, bring me the head of the first being you find. Whatever it is, bring it. That's where he got his elephant head. He came back to life. You know, Shiva, being a god, was able to bring him back to life. Parvati was once again happy. She had her child. Everything was right and balanced in the world. He's a sweetheart. And he's telling you to be determined. So, whatever your dreams are, stop listening to those foolish people. You know, like I told you guys in another video, I think it was another video. It wasn't for Taurus. We don't live in the day and age anymore where you gotta be white and I have to be white, meaning of European descent, Anglo-Saxon only, to be married or to be together. We don't live in that day and age anymore, and I thank God for that. If I want to marry a black man, I'll marry a black man. If I want to marry a white man, I'll marry a white man. If I want to marry a woman, I'll marry a woman, whatever. We don't live in those times anymore to where that applies. Especially after all of those alignments. No, that definitely no longer applies. And the reason is because that happened to elevate all of us, not only in our thought patterns, but in general, to know that not only can you think outside of the box, you can color outside of the square. You can be different. We're not in a cookie cutter universe. You know what a cookie cutter is? You get a cookie cutter and you get the little pan that you're going to make the cookies in, and it's only one shape. That's all you get is one shape. And wakala into the flour, into the masa, into the dough. All you get is one frickin' shape. One shape. If that's what God Goddess wanted, if that's what the great engineer wanted for us as a race, why the hell would he have made all kinds of races and beings of humanoid kind? Why would he have made so many different Homo sapiens that are of different color shades, that are of different cultures? Yes. But why? If we were not meant to mesh, the time of being scattered and apart has long been gone. Some of us don't even do Turkey Day anymore. That's what it's called now, which was meant as a day of Thanksgiving. That day of Thanksgiving wasn't even a good day of Thanksgiving if you stop and think about it, because the pilgrims, when they came to Plymouth Rock, didn't they end up killing the majority of the Native Americans? So that's not even something that's acceptable in a lot of households anymore. Okay? So some traditions, we can deviate from them, change them, tweak them. It does not apply anymore. What if I only speak Spanish and you only speak German? Would you love me enough to teach me German so I can comprehend you and we can have a relationship? Would I be kind enough to teach you Spanish so that you can, learn my culture? It's about a give and take. And if you already had that with somebody, why would you want to go and start something? Why? Because they're prettier, or because they're skinnier, or because this one has more muscles, or because this one has more money. But how do you feel about each other? Are you friends? Can you tell that person your most intimate things? If you have to pass gas, are they going to get all crazy on you? Simple things in life. If you need to go to the hospital, would they be there for you? It's the simple things in life. It's the really simple things. I used to have a friend eons back, and he used to tell me, you sweat the small things too much. It's the simple things in life that matter. That's how you make your decisions. Simplistically. When you over-exaggerate things, when you over-analyze things, they blow up into these extreme things that are unmanageable to you in your mind. Because you've made a mountain out of something that's a molehill. You know what a molehill is? It's teeny tiny like this. And then you made it into a big old mountain. My last video, which was general, I told you guys to be like water. Water is powerful. When water wants to make its way through, it can carve through mountains. Be like water and flow, my Taurians. Be like water and be determined to make your way through no matter what. That's all you have to do. I love you guys. This has been over 2 hours. This has been more like a 4-hour video. So I don't even know if you're going to watch this. But I hope you do. And I hope you watch it all the way through. And I hope that you get whatever it is you're looking for in life, whatever it is that life brings to you that makes you happy, that makes you peaceful, that brings you joy. Those are my wishes for you as my YouTube families. I wish for you nothing but good and positive things. I wish for you the same thing I wish for myself and the people I love. Nothing but beautiful and positive energy. It's time to level up. But you went back to 0. So you went back to level 1 when you were already at level 10. And there were only 12 levels to the game. So it's up to you, my friends, whether you want to take the effort to go back up those levels, which you already know. So you know how to get back up to those levels again. You know how to make things right, both in your relationships and your monies. Okay? Open your heart chakra, because remember what I tell everyone is our heart is in the same line and position as our hands. So when we close off our heart chakras to people, or in general, because we just are bitter or angry, it does nobody any harm but ourselves. And it closes the ability for abundance. So open yourself up for greater possibilities. I hope this helps you guys. Again, I'm sorry it's long-winded, but I don't sincerely know until closer to the end of July when I'll be able to make a video again for you guys. So I really appreciate the amount of effort that it takes to watch my videos, and I'm so happy that you guys have found my videos appealing. And it shows, because when I look at the stats, you guys are the ones that, I'm a Libra, dude, and even my Libras are leaving me hanging. You guys have found these interesting or helpful, and I'm very grateful to you. So I'm going to give more to the feedback or the views that I see that are occurring. So I'm very happy to be here with you, and I hope all of this helped. I'm sorry I had to go into such great detail. The end of July, I will do another video, because great things are coming for you guys. Please hang in there. I know that the universe hasn't treated you guys very well these last few months, and especially May, June has been excruciating for you. Hang in there. Much love, much light, and I pray that all of these tips and all of this guidance helps you in some way. Until we meet again, my friends and my family, this is Ella from Ancient Ways Tarot. Bye-bye.